Let us solve some of the questions of retirement of partners. Now, after completion of admission of partner, please understand retirement of partner questions will be same, logic will be same. Just the sacrificing partner is an outgoing partner, and now the new partners will be less number of partners. Also, they will be gaining the share of the partner who is actually retiring. The concepts, logic, journal entries for all the cases remains same. So let us directly jump into some of the questions of retirement of partners. This is illustration number 1. A and B are partners in the business sharing profit and losses of 3/5 and 2/5. So old ratio is 3:2. The balance sheet as on 1st January is given below. This is the balance sheet. B retires from the business. Now understand, if there are two partners and one partner retires, there will be only one partner and it will no longer be a partnership firm, because for a partnership firm there should be minimum two partners. Owing to illness, A takes it over. So A is continuing the business. Is it alright? So what is the sacrifice ratio of B? 2/5. What is gaining ratio for A? 2/5. Because there is only one partner, there are one partner remaining, there is no need of calculation, we can directly find it out. The following revaluations were made. The goodwill of the firm is valued at 25,000. Depreciate plant and machinery by 7.5%, inventory by 15%. Doubtful debt provision is raised against trade receivable at 5%, and discount reserve against trade payable at 2%. Is it alright? So this 5% and 2% is to be created. Journalize the above entries in the books of the firm, close the partner's account, and also give the balance sheet. Is it alright? So we'll have to prepare journal entries, as there are revaluation, we will have to also prepare revaluation account. Partners capital account, as there are only two partners, A and B. I will be preparing partners capital account, and then I will be preparing balance sheet of Mr. A. That is new balance sheet. Please concentrate. I'll give you an idea how to every time solve this type of full-fledged question. Always first find out gain ratio and sacrifice ratio. What is sacrifice ratio of B? What was his ratio? He is now going out, so 2/5 will be his sacrifice ratio. And same will be gain ratio for A, which is nothing but 2/5. Now A will become how much partner? He is now 100% partner. This should be always your first working note. Then copy down your balance sheet at relevant place. Is it tallied? Yes. Then give only one effect. This will be having credit effect, this will be having debit effect, as it is without any changes. And this is the art of solving the sum. In 11th standard you might have learned accountancy is art and science. So I'm preparing an art for me. I always find out sacrifice and gain ratio first, then I copy down the balance sheet. I'm just copying down the balance sheet. Plant and machinery 20,000. Inventory 16,000. Trade receivable 15,000. Bank balance 6,000. Cash in hand 500. No journal entry is required for the same. Liability side, A and B capital 20,000, 50,000. Reserve account 15,000 should be always distributed. 15,000 in the ratio of old ratio is 3:2. There's 12,000, 4,000, 3,000. Am I making a mistake? Yes. This is divided by 5. 3s are 3, 3s are 9. 9,000 and 6,000. Reserves should always be distributed. They are the profits which old partners have earned, should be distributed to old partners. Their old partners are 2 partners. Trade payables is 7,500. That I will be writing in balance sheet. Trade payables 7,500. I am writing everything in inner column. If there is any adjustment, I can easily do it. Now, any figure taken from here, I will be passing double entry. Means I will be passing a journal entry and I will be posting it, one on debit side, another on credit side. The goodwill of the firm is valued at 25,000. If the goodwill is valued at 25,000, what is the sacrifice ratio of B or gain ratio of A from 25,000? 25,000 into 2 by 5, that is 10,000. Share of B, which B should be getting? Share of B, which B should be getting? Is it alright? What is the journal entry for goodwill? Always gaining partner account debit to sacrificing partner. Who is a gaining partner? A account debit to B's account, and the amount will be only the gain amount. Full 25,000. See, A was already a partner in the ratio of 3:2. Now he will be alone becoming a partner. So B's share of goodwill, now A will have to bear. His account is debited, B's account is credited by 10,000 rupees. A's account debit to B's account will be the journal entry. A's account debit to B's account will be the journal entry, and the amount will be 10,000 rupees. Is that all right? So what is the journal entry? A's account debit to B's account 10,000. B's account credit by A's account 10,000. This is nothing but entry. Is it all right? Depreciate plant and machinery by 7.5%. 7.5% of 20,000. 20,000 into 7.5% is 1,500. I need to depreciate plant and machinery by 7.5%, which is 1,500, and inventory by 15%. 16,000 multiplied by 15% is 2,400. So what is the journal entry? Revaluation account debit to plant and machinery to inventory. Revaluation account debit to plant and machinery to inventory. What are the figures? 1,500 and 2,400. 1,500, 2,400. This will be 3,900. How I will be recording it in books of accounts? Revaluation account debit to plant and machinery 1,500 to inventory 2,400. Thus I have given debit effect of 3,900. Now I need to give credit effect. In asset side I will be reducing from plant and machinery 1,500, from inventory 2,400. This will be the journal entry for reduction. Is it same as the journal entry of revaluation and admission of the partner? The answer is yes. This is done. Doubtful debt provision is raised against trade receivable at 5%. So 5% of trade receivable is 750. But this is reduction. So again, revaluation account debit to trade receivable. Revaluation account debit to trade receivable will be, what was the amount? Was 750. where I'll be posting it. Revaluation account debit to trade receivable 750. In trade receivable account, 750 will be reduced from here. Alright. Debit effect on debit side minus, so it is credit effect. Start it. Next, discount on reserves against trade payables, 2% on trade payables. Is it correct? 750 into 2%, 7,500 into 2 percentage. 150. Is it correct? Yes, 150 rupees. 150 rupees I need to reduce trade payable. So trade payable account should be debited. It is a credit balance. I want to reduce it by 150 rupees. It should be debited and it will be credited to revaluation account. What will be the journal entry? Trade payables account debit. From trade payables, I will be reducing 150 rupees to revaluation by trade payables 150. If creditor is giving you discount, it is your profit. Profit will be on credit side. This is also done. I have prepared the balance sheet. I have written the balance sheet as it is. Then I have posted all this entry, and this is a dual entry. Now if I tally my books of accounts, it will always tally. Is it all right? Now what is the revaluation profit or loss? First we need to find out that 1,500 plus 2,400 plus 750 plus 750 minus 150 is 4,500 is loss. Should be distributed by A and B in their old ratio. Old ratio was 3:2. So 4,500 divided by 5 into 3 is 2,700. 4,500 into 2 divided by 5 is 1,800. This will be going to debit side because it is loss. Loss on revaluation 2,700, 1,800. Stop. Now B is retiring. So 15,000, 10,000, 6,000. This is 25,631, 29,200. Is the balance? Is it not? Will be nothing but loan of B. Will carry 6% interest. I am assuming it is not paid, even we are not having cash forward payment. Is it all? Loan of retired partner who is B, 29,200. And what is the balance of A? 29,000 minus 12,700. 29,000 minus 12,700 is 16,300. Capital of A 16,300. Take everything in outer column. And if you tally your balance sheet will tally. Starting. This is illustration number 1. Sir, what is the difference from admission? There is no difference from admission of the partner. Admission and retirement normally is having same concept, same type of journal entries. Let's start with illustration number 2. F, G and K were partners sharing profit and losses in 2:2:1. This is old ratio. K wants to retire. So this last partner will be retiring. Given below is the balance sheet of the partnership firm. These are their capitals, reserves, trade payables, fixed asset inventory, trade receivables. This is debtors, but debtors includes 20,000 as bills receivable and bank. F and G agrees to share profit and losses at the ratio of 3:2 in future. This is new ratio. Value of goodwill is to be taken to be 50,000. Sundry fixed assets are revalued upward by rupees 30,000 and inventory by rupees 10,000. Bills receivable dishonored 5,000. This will be recording. Dishonor of bill was due to this and this. F and G agrees to bring the sufficient. Now this is an important point that we'll be learning. Sufficient cash to discharge claim of K and to make their capital proportionate. Also, they wanted to maintain 75,000 bank balance for working capital. Pass necessary journal entries. Now, as there is say 4/5 sum, I will not be passing journal entry, but you in your examination are required to pass the journal entry. What I will be doing is I will be orally telling you the journal entry that you need to write out and draft the balance sheet of FNG. Also prepare capital accounts of the partners and balance sheet. Is it all? So what I will be preparing is revaluation account, even if it is not given. I will be preparing partners capital account. What are names of the partner? F, G and K. F, G, K. This is partners capital account. I will be also preparing new balance sheet. After retirement. And one more account that I am preparing is cash and bank account. So journal entry is asked in the question. In examination you should prepare journal entry, but as I'm having a short of space, what I'll be doing is I'll be telling you all journal entries orally. What you should always do to solve this type of question is, first always working note number 1 is your sacrifice ratio. Is it alright? Old minus new is equal to sacrifice. What was F, G and K ratio? What was old ratio? 2/5, 2/5, 1/5. New ratio 3/2, sorry, 3/5 minus 2/5. What is new ratio of K? 0. What will be sacrificed by K? 1/5. Those were simple, is it not? Because he is retiring now, he is sacrificing his full share. What is sacrificed by G? 0. This answer should be 1/5, but it should be negative 1/5. So he is gaining, he is sacrificing. Start it. This should be always your working note number 1. Start. Number 2 is always copy down the balance sheet. If you want to prepare new balance sheet, always copy down the balance sheet as it is. I'm starting with liability. The capital is 1,20,000, 80,000 and 60,000. Balance is 1,20,000, 80,000 and 60,000. Reserve is 10,000, should be distributed. Reserve is 10,000, should be distributed in old ratio. Old ratio is 2:2:1. Will be 4,000, 4,000 and 2,000. Trade payables are 50,000. New balance sheet. Trade payables are 50,000. One entry for all the balances which is given. Fixed asset 1,50,000. Fixed asset 1,50,000. Inventory 50,000. inventory 50,000. This is given together, but I am writing separately. Bills receivable 20,000 and trade receivable 50,000. Bills receivable 20,000 and trade receivable 50,000. It is given in combined manner, but I am just segregating it. Bank balance is 50,000 as I have prepared an account. This will be my opening balance. Is it all? Let me revalue the assets. Value of the goodwill is to be taken to be 50,000. Is it all? Now concentrate here itself. If the value of goodwill is 50,000, what is K's share of goodwill is 50,000 into 1/5, that is 10,000. He is sacrificing, so his account will be credited, and F's account, F is gaining, so his account will be debited by 10,000 rupees. What is the journal entry? F's account debit to K's account 10,000. F account debit to K's account 10,000 as he is gaining. K's account will be credited as he is sacrificing by F's account 10,000. This adjustment is for goodwill. You should write down in narration, being adjustment made in capital account because of goodwill. Sundry fixed assets are to be revalued upward by 30,000, inventory by 10,000. Fixed asset account debit, inventory account debit to revaluation. Revaluation account credit side by fixed asset by inventory. What is the figure is 30,000 and 10,000. 30,000 and 10,000. Sorry. So this is 30,000, 10,000. Well, this is a credit effect. Well, will be debit effect plus upward revaluation. 30,000 plus upward revaluation 10,000. This is 1,80,000. This will become 60,000. No need to make the total right now, but this is the journal entry which will be passed. Fixed asset account debit, inventory account debit to revaluation. Bills receivable dishonored 5,000 but not recorded in the books. There was a bills which was dishonored. P&L account debit to bills receivable. There is a loss and it is bills receivable. Is it alright? So instead of debiting P&L account, here I will be debiting revaluation account debit to bills receivable of rupees 5,000 is to be recovered. Now the person has got insolvent. You are not no longer going to recover it from your customer. So it is useless to debit debtors account. So what journal entry you are passing is revaluation account debit to bills receivable. Revaluation account debit to bills receivable minus dishonored 5,000 no longer recoverable. Debit side minus, so it is credit effect. F and G agreed to bring sufficient cash to discharge claim of K and to make their capital proportionate. Also, they want to maintain a cash balance of 75,000 bank balance for working capital. First thing, the balance of bank should be 75,000. This should be balance. Balance should be carried down to balance sheet. 75,000. Is it why? It is given clearly that they require 75,000 for working capital. Let us now first close a revaluation account. This is 40,000. This will be 35,000. Will be distributed to F, G and K in their profit sharing ratio, which is 2:2:1. This is 14,000. This is 14,000. This is 7,000. Will be credited in partners capital account by revaluation profit. Here it is debited, so here it will be credited. 14,000, 14,000 and 7,000. Now, first try to understand, I will discharge K because it is told that whatever is the difference we will be bringing in, G and K will be, F and G will be bringing in, but K will be discharged. First, let me find out and pay to Mr. K to bank. Even if there is no cash balance, I will be bringing in. Is it alright? 60, 70, 77 and 79,000. So 79,000 is to be paid to K. Let me pay it to K. Is it alright? K is capital 79,000. Have I found out a correct answer? 62, 72, 79. Yes. Is it alright? Now, what should be the balance of F and G that we need to decide, but it is given it should be in a new P&L ratio. What is new P&L ratio is 3:2. Is it all? Please concentrate, it is somewhat weird, but first let me find out. I will not be writing it down, but let me find out the balance of F and G. F balance is 1,20,000 plus 4,000 plus 14,000. 1,38,000 minus 10, 1,28,000. Is it right? So F balance will be 1,28,000. What is G's balance? 84, 88, 98. Is it right? G balance will be 98,000. Is it alright? But if they bring in the cash, they should be bringing in such a ratio that their capital is equal. First, try to understand how much cash is required. It is 79 plus 75 minus 5,000. 79,000 plus 75,000 minus 50,000. How much cash is required? 1,04,000. Who will bring in? Either F or G will bring in the cash. Start. If they bring in the cash, their account will be credited, but they should be credited in such a manner so that it is their capital account is in P&L ratio. Is it alright? Now, what is the capital right now? 1,28,000 and 98,000. See, this is purely mathematics. 1,28,000 plus 98,000. This is 2,26,000. What additionally they both will bring in? 1,04,000. This is nothing but 3,30,000. Will be their closing capital, total closing capital. What does the book says? What does the question says? They should be having their closing capital in their P&L ratio. Now, what is their P&L ratio? Try to understand. Go on the side. P&L ratio, new P&L ratio is 3:2. So this 3,30,000 should be divided into 3:2 ratio. 3,30,000 divided by 5 is 66,000 multiplied by 3 is 1,98,000. 66,000 into 2 is 1,32,000. Understand, this should be the capital of F and G. But what is the right now capital of F? 1,28,000. What should be his capital? 1,98,000. So what is the difference? 1,98,000 minus 1,28,000 is 70,000. So out of this 1,04,000, 70,000 will be brought in by F. Remaining 34,000 will be brought in by G. By bank account debit to F to G. F is bringing in 70,000, G is bringing in 34,000, and this is the cash. This will automatically tally because we have just found out the difference. The balance. Find out the balance of F and G. Believe me, balance will be 1,98,000 and 1,32,000, and this two will be in ratio of 3:2. 1,98,000, F's capital 1,98,000, G's capital 98,000 will be brought into balance sheet, and your balance sheet will tally. Normally I don't tally the balance sheet, but in this question let me tally the balance sheet. Is it all right? It is 50,000 plus 1,98,000 plus 98,000 is 3,46,000. This is 15,000. This is 50,000. So it will be 1,80,000 plus 60,000 plus 15,000 plus 50,000 plus 75,000. That is 3,80,000. This is not 90. This is 132, right? So this will be 1,32,000 plus 1,98,000 plus 50,000. It is 3,80,000. So my balance sheet will tally. Again, understand the art of solving sum should be this. First, find out sacrifice ratio, capital ratio. Copy down old balance sheet, one effect. Give two effects to this all additional points, additional figure. Give two effect, one debit, another credit. Tally your revaluation account, transfer it to partners capital. Here this point was excellent. Is it all right? You need to understand this point, repeat and repeat till the time you get an exact idea what is happening. Tally your cash account, transfer it to balance sheet, transfer the balance to balance sheet, and ultimately solve the balance sheet. It will automatically tell you. Next question is question number 3. Excellent question. You need to concentrate on this particular question. A, B and C were in partnership sharing profit in the proportions of 5:4:3. This was old ratio. The balance sheet of the firm as on 31st March was as under. So up till this point of time, this looks like an ordinary question, normal question, but it is not. The capitals are given. This is given. A had been suffering from ill health and gave the notice that he wished to retire. So who is retiring is A is retiring. An agreement was therefore entered into 31st March 2015 as on balance sheet date. The terms of which were as follows. Excuse me. The profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2015, which showed a net profit of 48,000. Now understand, this is already distributed to the partners. Do you agree? Yes. Balance sheet is already prepared. There is a profit which is already distributed to the partners. Was to be reopened. I'll help you how to reopen it. B was to be credited with 4,000 as bonus because he was doing some extra work. But this is excellent. The profit sharing was to be revised from 1st April 2014. So they have already distributed in the ratio of 5:4:3, but now it is incorrect because it is to be revised from the first day. So this year profit was to be distributed in the ratio of 3:4:4, but it is already distributed in the ratio of 5:4:3. Goodwill was to be valued at 2 years purchase of average profit of preceding 5 years. The fixtures were to be valued by independent valuer. A provision of 2% was to be made for doubtful debts and the remaining assets were to be taken at their book value. The valuation arising out of the above agreement where goodwill value is 56,800. Now goodwill is already appearing in the balance sheet. So this will be interesting. Fixtures at 10,980. B and C agreed as between themselves to continue the business, sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2. So now onwards they will be sharing the profits in the ratio of 3:2 and decided to eliminate goodwill from the balance sheet. To retain the fixtures on the book at the revised value and to increase the provision. Now this is decided only by B and C. So this will be only by B and C. Submit the journal entries necessary to give effect to the above arrangement and to draw up the capital account of the partners. So again, I will not be passing the journal entries, but I will be preparing revaluation account. Instead, I will be calling it P&L adjustment account or P&L appropriation account, carrying out all adjusting entries as stated above. Is it all? I am not liable to draw a new balance sheet in the question. As far as knowledge is concerned, in this particular case, I am preparing a new balance sheet also. This is just for knowledge, nothing to do with what is asked in the question. They have asked the journal entry. I am not preparing the journal entry, but they have not asked the balance sheet, but I am preparing the balance sheet. So what is the things which will be required? The required things will be revaluation account, partners capital account, partners are A, B and C, where A is retiring, A, B and C, where A is retiring. I am not drawing the journal entries, so revaluation partners capital, I will be also drawing new balance sheet. Is it alright? Even if it is not given in the question, I am preparing this. Even if it is given, I am not finding out a sacrificing ratio for the purpose of goodwill, because there are n numbers of, there is old existing ratio, there is old revised ratio, and then there is a new ratio. But the first point given is the profit and loss for the year ended 31st March 2015, which is already distributed in the ratio of 5:4:3, is to be reopened. See how I will be reopening. There is a profit of 48,000 rupees, which is already distributed in this old ratio 5:4:3. This is 5, 4, 9, 12. 12 4s are 48, 5 4s are 20, 4 4s are 16, 4 3s are 12. So this is already distributed to the capital of A, B and C on credit side. Now I am reversing it. What journal entry I will be passing is A capital account debit, B capital account debit, C capital account debit to P&L adjustment account. So A capital account debit and everything will be to P&L adjustment or revaluation. Is it all right? What were the figures? 20, 16, 12. And the total will be reopened A, B and C. Total amount is 48,000. I have got a profit of 48,000, which I have distributed in the wrong ratio. Now I am reversing it. I have got the profit of 48,000. Now it is given 4,000 was to be given as bonus to Mr. B. Give bonus to Mr. B. P&L account debit. Here there is no P&L account. It will be P&L adjustment account debit to Mr. B 4,000. Mr. B account will be credited by bonus or revaluation or P&L adjustment account of 4,000 rupees. It is as simple as this. Now the profit is revised. This profit is to be distributed between A, B and C in their P&L ratio. Is it all right? So let me directly go into now which point I have covered. I have covered this, I have covered this. In consideration for extra work, the new profit share, revised profit sharing ratio will be 3:4:4. The goodwill is to be valued at this and this. The provision of 2% was to be made for doubtful debts. 2% to be made for doubtful debts. So 93,500 into 2% is 1870 is provision for doubtful debts. What is the journal entry? Revaluation account debit to trade receivable. I forgot what was the figure. It was 93,500 into 2%. It is 1870. So it will be 1870. See what is the mistake I have made? Without preparing the old balance sheet, I have continued the new balance sheet. This should never be done. Is it all right? So let me rectify my mistake, and this I am not passing. Let me first copy down my balance sheet. Goodwill 40,000 as it is, whatever it is given, I will be preparing it. Fixtures 8,200. Inventory 157,300. Trade receivable 93,500. Cash 34,910. Cash, let me prepare it separate. Cash 34,910. Credit side, capital account ABC 135,930. 95,120. 61,170. There are also trade payables of 41,690. I have copied down the balance sheet. Given one effect of all this, let me give dual effect. Correct. Of all those points, 4,000 I have already given. 2% provision what to be made. What was 2% provision? 1870. What will be the journal entry? Revaluation account debit to provision 1870. That is to trade receivable 1870, and it will be reduced from trade receivable 1870. Debit side minus, so it is credit. Alright. The valuation arising out of the above agreement were goodwill 56,800. Please try to concentrate. Goodwill is 56,800. What is goodwill in my balance sheet? 40,000. Let me first make it 56,800 plus upward revaluation 16,800. See, there are n numbers of ways by which you can solve it, but all the ways will result into the same answer. Who has created this goodwill? All the partners. This profit I am going to distribute to all the partners. So let me revalue by this goodwill 16,800. So new partners are not going to show goodwill in their books of accounts. It is absolutely alright. You can give this credit. Otherwise also you should give this credit to all three partners. I will be passing the journal entry partners capital account debit to goodwill. Is it alright? How much is the figure? 56,800. Will be distributed in new agreed ratio, which was new agreed ratio was 3:4:4. 3:4:4. Then 56,800. This is 4 plus 4, 8, 11. 56,800 divided by 11 multiplied by 3. It is 15,490. 15,490. 56,800 divided by 11 multiplied by 4 is 20,655. 20,655. 20,655. I have distributed in the ratio of 3:4:4. What is the journal entry? A, B and C capital account debit to goodwill. Goodwill will be reduced by 56,800. Credit will be given debit will be all the partners. 15,490. 20,655. 20,655. So increase in goodwill, benefit is given to all three partners. Then writing off the goodwill, we are writing off even to all three partners. The net effect is going to remain same whatever method you follow. Is it alright? This was opening balance. I will pass dual journal entry for each and every effect. I can go ahead. Fixtures are to be valued at 10,980. 10,980 fixtures. 10,980 minus 8,200. This is 2,780 upward revaluation. Fixtures account debit 2780. Revaluation fixtures 2780. This will be 0. This will be 10,980. Again, I have given two effects of this fixture. B and C agreed that they will continue the business sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:2. So the new ratio will be 3:2. That is alright. And decided to eliminate goodwill from the balance sheet. So goodwill is eliminated from the balance sheet. That is absolutely alright. It does not make any difference. To retain the fixtures of the book at the revised value. And to increase the provision for doubtful debt to 6%. Now it is already reduced by 2%. I will increase by 4%. So let me first find out 93,500 into 4%. 93